Anthony, let's maybe just start a bit on the Rumble, because we've been going for a while and we haven't really got into the first matches. But what did you think? I mean, your highlights, lowlights of the Rumble. What did you think of the men's one?
Well, I think we can all agree here the highlight was Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, he had some great heat, yeah. Hated straight away as soon as he come out.
Yeah.
As soon as he wore the Rey
love
Mysterio
everything
mask.
that guy's doing.
Yeah.
Came
out wearing Daddy's mask because he's obviously taken him out the back, you know. What did you think of the? I know it's only one spot, but that Logan Paul Ricochet spot.
Very athletic.
They flew into each other, so to speak.
Looks like it sucked.
Yeah, it will look like they hit hard.
They hit hard. Yeah.
But that's a 20-foot ring.
Yeah.
So that's 20. That's 3 meters. And Logan Paul's not a small guy.
Nah.
Yeah, but Ricochet, you might say, yeah, he'll get there because, you know.
Yeah.
But Logan Paul was what surprised me from somebody who had a knee injury, only a couple of months ago?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, so clearly maybe not as bad as said.
But still, to even the buckshot lariat, you know, the guy is actually, you know, really, really, really good.
But his personal trainer, personal wrestling trainer, of course, is Shawn Michaels. And Shawn is very invested in him for whatever reason. Maybe he sees himself in him or something. Or you didn't like the shot, though, Anthony, that double, what would you call it, a body...
Oh, it was double clothesline or double body cross? I don't know. It was a bit strange, but
high cross body.
Yeah.
I actually thought, wow. I mean, it was a wow moment for a second. You know,
looked like a car crash. It wasn't a soft bump.
Who was it who came out and said, "Well, it's all right to come out and do 1 or 2 spots, but can he wrestle every single night like the
Probably
others?"
not. Probably not.
No, but I don't think he's that sort of worker yet.
Remember, this is a guy that's. How long has he been doing it for? 12 months?
Well, what was this, his 3rd or 4th match?
Yeah, has he been training for 12 months?
Oh, probably about that, yeah.
I mean, you think about it. Well, we have personally known people that have trained for 10 years, right, and couldn't put on a wrist lock, right? That's not deeming negative things. Some people just don't get it. They don't have it. You're right. So it's not me having a go at anyone, right? But you think about a guy that's come from a entertainment streaming background with a bit of boxing, right? Boxing, I think he's 3-1. Isn't he 3 losses and 1 win or something? It's not like he didn't set the world on fire. I can't think. I could be wrong. If I am wrong out there, people.
Well, he had the draw with Mayweather.
Yeah.
But again, money talks in that circle, so you don't know what was.
So if you look at, this is a guy that was, you know, a influencer on YouTube, right? To pick up the wrestling game this quick is a bit like that Bad Bunny. Yeah. Right? Yeah. To pick up the wrestling game this quick, it's impressive.
Oh, God, yeah.
He's not just out there. They're not, like, you know, they're not spoon-feeding him either. He's actually, you know, working. You don't expect a guy, though, at this level to say we're going to stick him in a match with someone without anything being talked about or worked out and do a 45-minute to 1 hour Ric Flair classic.
No.
But to be where he is at the moment, it's amazing. I think it's
good. Yeah,
it's a big thing. It's not it's not half done. You know, it's hard to do.
Yeah, they're looking at some of the guys, because I've written down everyone who came in order and went out in order and whatever. But one of the ones that surprised me a little bit was Karrion Kross. Sort of came in and was out pretty smartly. So did that do him any favours, given sort of the push he was sort of getting, or have they gone off him again? Or,
you know, I heard, actually, I was watching Jim Cornette.
Oh, yeah.
When I listen to this, you know, listening to Jim Cornette, right, which I do every week, right, and he brought up the same comment: is maybe he's gone off the boil with The Office. The Office ain't impressed with him. Now, if you look at this guy, he's an impressive-looking guy, you know. Yeah. He's got size, not absolutely ripped, but a good wrestler's physique.
He's got a good old Yeah,
wrestling. He's got a great manager, great valet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on the whole black and white spooky gimmick thing, right?
Yeah.
But I do like the interaction between both of them, right? I do see this guy as potentially money, but I think he's money because he's a heel. But I think the biggest thing that's letting down everybody in that company is they don't have a standout face. They don't have that guy. They don't have a, for lack of a better terms, or they don't have a Mario Milano and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
They don't have that.
They've got a few guys who sort of there, but are not there. Yeah. Drew McIntyre. Mind you, probably the standout face at the moment, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, well, Sami Zayn to be the closest thing,
right?
Yeah. And heels like him, Karrion Kross, I don't think is a guy that's gonna. He's not the guy, but he's the guy that works with the guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think they really know what to do with him because they don't have the guy. And I think that's a problem that WWE, not only WWE, but wrestling in general has.
Yeah.
If you look at let's look at Gunther, right? For instance, I think it's the next real big thing, but he's a heel.
Yeah,
he's a heel. So with Gunther, other than Cody Rhodes, at this point, and I don't think that they've brought him in right anyway.
Nah.
In the men's roster, right? Who else are you going to put against him that's going to be that big face? That face that you want to see, the immovable object meets the irresistible force and that kind of thing. There's nobody. They don't have anyone, and it's wrestling worldwide. It's not just They
were talking about doing something really, really big with that Veer, the big Indian guy, and there was talk of him coming into the Rumble, maybe cleaning up a bit and getting a bit of but he didn't even appear.
No, and I don't think it's because he knows what he's doing. It's not.
Yeah.
Not.
They're not quite ready. No, I know, but that was the talk.
It's like Omos, right?
Yeah.
Right. He's big, but I don't know if he's ever going to get it.
He's getting better. I was a huge critic, but he's getting better, but he's taking time. But it's a bit like the footballers, the ruckman always take a bit longer.
This is the problem we have. Instead of saying that, if you in a perfect world, Omos, the big Indian fella, all these guys, Karrion Kross, you would have them in some form of territory back in the old days, learning their craft.
Yes.
So when they got to that level, now they're putting guys on and trying to teach them and train them on the job.
Yeah.
Right. But the fans already got this perspective, like with Omos, he's useless.
Yeah.
He's no Andre the Giant. I'm pretty sure, right, that Ernie Ladd wasn't the great performer he was when he first started. And I love watching Ernie Ladd, right?
Yeah.
Right? And on the mic, I love watching him on the mic too, listening to him on the mic and what he does. But, the reality of it is that these guys are not got anywhere to develop. They got nowhere to learn their trade outside of being in front of millions of people. And then you've already got it's like first impressions last.
Well, they say, and when I used to teach, I used to say the same thing, that perception is reality. So what I perceive, I believe. Now, whether it's true or false is completely irrelevant. But what I perceive, I believe, and that becomes my belief. And the belief certainly with Omos very early on was complete, and he was, it was without being harsh, but he was useless.
Yeah.
And he's going to take a hell of a lot or something really special. He's going to need sort of like a breakout match to sort of turn people think, oh, wow, okay, hang on a minute. And he hasn't had one of them yet, and particularly going down to Strowman in that pay-per-view late last year, Anthony. I mean, like Omos was all over him, and then Strowman, one or two moves, bang his butt, but they killed him. They put him back. They put him back all he'd advanced. They put him back in one match.
Yeah, and that's the thing with See, I've said on multiple of our programs, you see a spurt of improvement from Omos, but as you said, that match at the Rumble, sorry.
I can't remember. It might have been, yeah. Well, whatever it was, but for him to go like he did,
yeah,
like that everything they'd worked on, they just leaked it out of the bag, sort of thing. Like it was complete waste of everything they've done.
Yeah, it was.
And they brought him back now with this, new gear, and I mean, there's only so many times you can repackage it.
Well, there's only so many times you can repackage a person. Look at Lacey Evans.
Oh man, seriously, what's she had about five gimmicks now?
They've destroyed her.
Yeah, probably. She's actually all right. I actually quite liked her early on.
Yeah, she's probably, in recent times, probably one of the best women to join the roster.
Yeah,
and they've destroyed her with trying to change up gimmicks and change her up and everything else. It's
now the Sergeant Slaughter sort of gimmick.
Yeah, and as a heel.
Yeah,
like Sarge was never a heel, in that position. He did heel up, but he was not a heel in that, when he was the G.I. Joe thing, right? Look, I think this lacks. I think what's happening at the moment shows a complete lack of somewhere to learn and hone your craft before having to be put on TV.
Well, yeah.
I think it's got too big for its own good, pro wrestling.
Well, possibly.
I think I'm hoping that Vince sells up, right, and it opens up the door for a few small independent promotions, large independent promotions, right, to open up and train guys and let guys go through. So when they do go to one of the two or three companies that end up splitting out of all of this, you've got good quality talent.
Yeah. Now, we keep going further and further away off topic, but it's hard to know whether it's going to be the best thing or the worst thing for wrestling if he sells up. Because no one can produce programs like WWE. Their production and all of that is just no one comes near them. But
visually, WWE looks great.
You got to go back 2 steps to go forward again, and will it go forward again? That's the problem.
Let's talk about WWE. Visually, it's great.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
It's one of the best package shows.
Yeah, of course.
Anywhere. But what's happening in the ring and the storylines is just dribbling shit, most of it. It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth, right? AEW as a program to watch, the matches are better to watch.
Yeah.
Than WWE. It's easier show. It's a much easier show to watch than Raw and SmackDown is. Okay. Right? The problem with AEW is the booking's all over the joint.
Yes.
The booking's done like somebody's on crack.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. I think that if AEW, right, took on a good booker, right, that would actually destroy WWE as far as what's going on in the ring and the storylines and that. They got the money to go for the production values.
Yeah.
But do you need it? What do you watch wrestling for? Do I watch wrestling because the set looks good, or do I watch wrestling because I want to be entertained by the wrestlers and the show that's happening?
You need something that's visually appealing on TV, but you don't have to go to an extreme either.
You don't have to go WWE extreme.
No, you don't.
They've got it to, and they've also too. What the worst thing WWE's done is they've made it that everyone expects wrestling's production is like that. Bang. So if they go to an indie show, this is like WWE.
No.
But what's happening in the ring is probably better.
It's perception, it's expectation. So it'd be hard to know, but it'll be interesting whether, there's talk of, this whole Saudi Arabia buying it, although I must admit all the talks shut down pretty quickly.
It has.
It was a wildfire for a week or so, and then all of a sudden you're not hearing anything now.
If it sells, I reckon it'll sell to a media conglomerate. It'd be somebody that wants content for their channel, their channels.
Well, see, Disney's back in the frame apparently, so
I reckon that's what it'll be. It'll be looking for somebody looking for content for their. And if that happens, say NBC buys them out, Disney, whoever, and they're only going to put it on the Disney channels, and they're no longer selling these programs, other things, that opens up the market for other people.
It does, yeah. It's a whole new ball game then.
And then you don't have somebody sitting there like Vince and that only wants to be the only kid playing in the playground and goes out of his way to close people down.
Be interesting to see what happens, but let's probably get back a little bit on the Rumble. But
it's been a while since we've talked, and we're letting it all out at the moment.
Yeah, well, a couple of things I noticed. I don't know, but when Brock Lesnar came in, and he was sort of came out and suplex City and German suplex and everything. I don't know if you noticed, but Drew McIntyre and Sheamus looked at each other and were chuckling.
Yeah, I did see that.
And I thought, it's almost like, he's come out, he's going to do his little spot, and they thought it was funny, and then he got eliminated, by Bobby Lashley, which is another rumoured match for Mania. Will be Brock and Lashley. But Baron Corbin in and out again. Was he out in 7 seconds or something, Anthony?
Yep.
Yeah, he did Santino Marella.
They've done everything with this guy to try and get him over, and he hasn't got over. They're gonna have to just count their losses.
You got JBL with them now, and all the rest. I don't know what it is.
Well, on WrestleMania 30, they'll treat him like a joke anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, for me, I think Corbin, you need to count your losses with him and say, listen, this guy's not got over.
Yeah.
Nice enough bloke, probably. I don't know him, but he ain't got over.
No, Elias in and out in 32 seconds, another one they're doing nothing with.
Yeah.
I must tell you, I am not a rap at all for that Johnny Gargano.
No.
He's no Rey Mysterio, for a small bloke.
Yeah.
But I can't get into him. He looks like a kid in there.
Yeah.
Booker T in and out in 50-odd seconds.
Well, that's understandable.
What about Montez Ford in and out straight away? And he was supposed to be sort of the next big thing they were going to do something with. But yet he's in and out straight away.
Dawkins was in and out that fast, we didn't even see what happened to him.
No, I didn't even notice him go out.
Neither did I. We were the same boat. We were trying to work out who was throwing people out. So what I did is I worked out who threw out, who was the first one out, and everything else, right? And we completely missed Dawkins.
Yeah, I haven't seen him, and I'm just having a look at my notes to see if I've got Dawkins out, because I did the outs in red, and I actually don't have Dawkins written on my notes.
So I'm not the only one.
No, actually, I did miss him. And then, of course, Rhea Ripley comes out because they're setting up the whole thing with Edge and Beth versus Rhea and probably Dominic or Damian Priest or one of them. So that was also another match sort of leading.
What do you think of Damian Priest?
I think he's gone off since he's been with the Judgment Day. I thought he was better before he was with them.
Okay.
I'm not. He's got potential everywhere, but I'm. There's something about his current persona, character. It's not quite what it was before. But I think he's got fantastic potential.
Being overshadowed a little bit by the group.
Yeah,
probably being overshadowed a little bit by Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Because I don't think everyone expected Rhea Ripley to stand out like this.
No, we'll talk about that in the women's match, but that's good. And then, of course, Omos came out. Omos then taken out by Strowman again. So, actually, Anthony, we were talking a minute ago how they killed Omos with Braun before. And then, Braun's the one who dumps him out again.
Yeah.
So, I don't look. Look, you and I, Mike, God, we've been involved in 100 Rumbles. Well, I'm not physically for me, but actually one of them I did. But when I threw Gene out and I helped somebody win, but it's not a big deal getting tossed out. you know, because obviously they've got to get 29 guys. It's how you get done. It's sometimes like how someone loses. You can still lose a match, but sort of still come out on top. If you look at the win-loss ratio at the moment of Seth Rollins, like he's lost more matches than any of the big names, but he's by far, you know, on top. So, but the way they keep doing things like with Omos, like with that match we talked about earlier, Anthony, and then of course this one, you kill them. Like you put yourself in a position where you got nowhere really to go with them.
Yeah,
they lose credibility. You got 7'3", 412 pound, Nigerian giant, sort of the next Andre type thingo, and he's in and out in about, I think it was 3 or 4 minutes or something.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
What are you going to do with them now? You've killed them on 2 big stages. What are you going to do with them? People just go, oh, he's a big useless piece of shit.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
As you said earlier, and then all of a sudden, doesn't matter what happens, he's not going to get the rub.
Yeah. Somebody like Omos and that, he should have come in with. They did it sort of with Brock. They gave Brock a bit of a shine in this.
Yeah.
But they should have brought him in when there was like a half a dozen small guys. Just let him toss 6 out in one shot.
Yeah.
Stop 1 or 2 getting in. And then bring out Strowman and have him have a decent fight. And even if Strowman gets him over out of a, say, he goes for a clothesline at Strowman ducks and pushes him out.
Yeah, something.
It's opportunistic. But they've killed him. They've murdered him twice. And if he's your giant, Giant should never really go out. You and I, look at how they worked with Andre all those years. They
used to all gang up on him, and then he'd sort of push like that, and they'd all go flying in every direction, and blah blah blah. And if he ever, I don't think he ever lost a Rumble, did he, or a Battle Royal as they called it in the day?
I don't think so. I can remember that he shared one with Mario Milano, didn't he?
Over here,
yeah, didn't he? Was it Mario Milano, or was it maybe Ron Miller?
Oh, I don't.
That he could have threw him out, and he didn't. He tore the check in half and gave it half.
Oh, actually, probably was Mario. Actually, when you think about it,
I remember watching the match.
But in the big matches, all the Battle Royals and Madison Square
nobody
Garden,
beat him.
No one ever took him out. You know. And then perception became shit. He's a giant. Look how many have ganged up on him. Look at this. Look at that. But no one ever gets him out.
See. You don't have to do that with, say, like you wouldn't have, but you would have like your Kofi, your Gargano, your Woods,
Ricochet.
Your Gable, your Santos.
Ricochet.
Yeah. Those guys there, just on those lists alone, the Miz you could probably throw in that as well, he tosses them all out. Just, gets them one after the other, and then you get in with Brock Lesnar after that. So then Lesnar comes in, and you're not going to just throw Brock out.
No. So you might have, wouldn't it be good, though, if you had Lesnar, Strowman, Omos, maybe Drew McIntyre, Gunther was already in there. But
Sheamus was already in there.
Guys.
Sheamus was in there for ages.
Yeah, well, he was there.
He started 1 and 2.
Where did he go out? He went out. He went out at the 52-minute mark.
Yeah, he had a long run in there.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Sheamus has turned it around this year.
Hasn't he?
He has.
You know what he said has reinvigorated him?
What's that?
It's the 2 blokes he's with, the Brawling Brutes.
Okay.
He said that has just completely reinvigorated his love for wrestling.
Oh, that's good.
That whole Brawling Brutes team thingo, and Butch and what's his name? The other one, Anthony?
Ridge,
yeah.
Ridge Holland, yeah. So that's reinvigorated him. Same as Michael Cole said that McAfee reinvigorated his love for commentating. He had completely lost it.
Oh, that's good.
Sometimes you just need, for lack of a better word, a new gimmick, a new something,
enjoying what you're doing.
And of course with the commentary now they've got the freedom to talk about where they've. I'm loving that part. Mike Manson, he's wrestled there, well traveled blah, 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 before he came here, and I like that because that's what I would do, because I think your job, and I've said this on the last one we did, your job, like from the commentary, you got to put the guys over, you got to put the match over, the gimmick over.
Yeah.
And doing it the way they're doing it now, I think that they're doing that well. And of course, Gunter was brilliant. 1 hour, 11 minutes, 25 seconds, whatever it was. I thought they botched it. They certainly botched the exit the first time, so they went to work again. And what really surprised me with Gunter? Even the second time, they almost botched it again because he turned around to face the rope to go over twice. The first time he did it, so he had his back to Cody and he was sort of facing the ropes. And I thought, no, you've got to go over backwards,
Some guys can't go over backwards.
Huh?
Some guys just can't go over backwards.
Yeah, well, he obviously can't. Because then they went and did a couple of moves, then went back to it, and the straight away faced the rope again. I thought, shit, and they almost stuffed it again because he couldn't quite get the jump to get up and to go over.
If you watch Kurt Angle, he never goes over backwards.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Kurt Angle, when he takes that clothesline or something going over the back, he turns
and goes front
and faces front on. Yeah. Some people can't go backwards.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I've never done it, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah, some people just can't do it. No matter how much they train, they can't. They don't have the confidence to do it. That like the Undertaker sort of came for. I used to like doing the Mick Foley style one where you sort of roll out, hit the apron, and then roll out because they don't have the height to go to the floor.
Yeah.
Like Undertaker tall guys, but some guys can't do it. Some guys they'll turn in and they'll roll over the top rope.
Yeah. Well,
if you watch Kurt Angle, he does it pretty much.
That was the only thing, the only slight on Gunter. I mean, look, to go in at number 1 and be there at, virtually number 29, awesome effort. I have nothing but respect for him. I think he's very, very good and handled properly could be anything. But I must say the last little bit there, I thought my effort was awesome effort. Bit green on the exit, twice botched it.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it's easy to be critical when you're sitting here. But so, what did we give that match out of 10?
7.
7. Yeah, same.
Okay, I went 6.5. I was a wee bit harsher, but now, Anthony, have you got who the producer was for that match? Just out of curiosity.
For Rumble?
Yeah, the men's.
Pierce Hayes.
Okay.
Hurricane.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Shane Helms, yeah.
Jason Jordan.
Oh, shit, they multiple.
Kenny Dykstra.
Oh, shit. How many producers for one match?
And Jamie Noble.
Far out.